would have white privilege. You are not subjected to those racist laws. I'm just hoping that somebody will see this and just understand a little bit better that the concept of white privilege, or you admitting that you have white privilege, does not negate any hard work that you've put into your life, and it doesn't negate your struggles or what you had to do to get where you are. It just means that people of color have another barrier.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back giving some new video, guys. Today, we're checking out white privilege. This is going to be amazing. And
I'm an extremely privileged white woman, and I often find myself in spaces where I am the least educated and the least rich of all of those people in the room, and they are predominantly black spaces, and I want to talk to you about it. This privilege comes via proximity to my husband. He is an associate at one of the premier civil rights firms in the country. You don't know their name, but you do know their cases, I promise. And last night we went to a gala honoring one of the partners in his firm getting an award. And in that gala, it was a very eye-opening space. I have experienced a lot of grief, a lot of anger, a lot of big feelings this week. And I think they're very justified big feelings. But in that room, they opened with the acknowledgement of the grief that a lot of those people were feeling. And no, black people are not a monolith, but black people have every right to see me as part of the white monolith. And that's fair. That said, I had the opportunity to listen to one of the leaders of the ACLU give her speech while she was accepting her award, and she talked about how this is not her first president, this is not the ACLU's first rodeo, and they are doing the continual work to ensure our civil rights. Now is not the time to feel hopeless, now is the time to get up and participate in the fight.
Perks of being a white girl, we don't have to pay for fake hair.
it's crazy, guys. Crazy.
White privilege does not mean that just because you're white, you are going to be more privileged than every person of color. It just means that any struggles or misfortunes you do experience are not caused by your whiteness. Hope that helps.
One of my all-time favorite white privileges is high trust society. The white community, collectively and globally, have fostered high trust into their societies. This is what we call earned privilege, because if we had a bunch of white people going around stealing stuff from other white people, we would not have a high trust society. Personally, I didn't grow up in high trust white society. I actually didn't even know it existed until my mid-20s. Let me give you some examples. So I've been in restaurants where I forgot my money, or they only accepted cash and I didn't have cash on me, where the restaurant owners literally told me, take your time, go to an ATM, go to your house and grab your money. Don't worry about it. Just come back when you can pay. If you go to predominantly white areas, a lot less things are locked up, and that's because there is trust within the community. White people all over Europe have welcomed me wholeheartedly into their homes without even knowing me, and left me there unaccompanied while I house sat while they were on vacation in a foreign country. White people in America have invited me to their homes to refill up my water and propane for my RV for free. Well, anyways, I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to the white community for being fucking awesome.
I wanted to prove to myself that white privilege is not real. So I teamed up with a white friend of mine, and we went to a store, and we were going to both steal one piece of candy, but do it in an obvious manner so we easily get caught. We both take the candy, and we both try to exit the store. They catch both of us and tell us that we have to pay for it. I immediately say the words, "Is it because I'm black that you think that I'm stealing something?" The store employee's face now changed. They didn't want to deal with it. Now the situation's bigger than it is. Even though they caught me, the situation is now bigger than it was. So the employee tries to argue, and the manager says, let him go. But my white friend is now banned from that store. I displayed black privilege in pure form, just right there. We both stole the same thing. I just had an advantage. I had a trump card.
Why don't you believe that white privilege exists? I just want to get your understanding first, and then we could go from there.
Well, let's just, is there anything that you can't do that I can do?
No, we could do the same things if we put our minds to it.
Good. Then there's no white privilege.
This could cost me followers, and if it does, I'm okay, because I know I've lost the right ones. In 2024, if you don't understand that white privilege doesn't equal financial privilege, there's a good chance it's because you choose to be willfully ignorant. White privilege doesn't mean that you grew up rich or that you didn't have a hard life. It's the concept that by the mere coincidence of you being born white or white presenting, that you have an inherent privilege. You're afforded certain benefits of the doubt that not everyone gets. It's the difference from a white person walking into a store and a customer salesperson walking up and saying, "Hi, can we help you find something today?" To a black person walking in that same store with that same customer service person following them around because they looked kind of suspicious. It's the black family that can't leave their family photos hanging on the wall when they're selling their house because the home appraiser might undervalue their house by as much as $500,000. And for fuck's sakes, you've never had to apologize for being white. Had your parents fucked on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, you wouldn't even be you. Rather, just acknowledge that the system that was designed by and for people that look like you has never been a level playing field. I hope this made it clear. Have a great fucking weekend.
The biggest privilege white people have is not institutional access. Arguably, the biggest privilege that white people have is not having to be hyper aware of their identity at all times. But keep in mind, I said hyper aware. That doesn't mean that the white man doesn't know he's a white man and the white woman doesn't know she's a white woman. What it means is that they don't choose to or have to compartmentalize their identities constantly for survival or social proof. In the African community, in the black community, we are too aware of our identities as a result of our circumstances under colonialism, imperialism, and racism in this world. We spend most of our lives playing these word games about who's really black, who's light-skinned, who's dark-skinned, who's brown-skinned, who's really African, who's African-American, who's ADOS, who's South African, who's really African, who's East African. We waste our time and our talent playing these identity politics, when the real politics we need to be playing is the politics of material acquisition in international relations. In no way should we deny our experiences under colorism, under texturism, under tribalism. But if we spend our lifetimes, our efforts, our talents, and our energy focused towards these things, then what room do we have? What space do we have to acquire material conditions for our community? The light skins got stories, the brown skins got stories, the dark skins got stories, the African Americans got stories, the Caribbean Africans got stories, the immigrants got stories, the continental Africans got stories, the European Africans got stories. And again, I will never deny any of our experiences. But we tell these stories and we obsess over these stories and we build our identity upon these stories, but we never tell the story of our material conditions. If we're not addressing our stories under imperialism, I think the other stuff can wait. If we're not addressing our stories under the European patriarchy, I think the other stuff can wait. If we're not addressing our stories under colonialism, I think the other stuff can wait. If we're not addressing our stories under the prison industrial complex, under the healthcare system that disproportionately affects our women, I think the other stuff can wait. Which again, going back to the point of my video, is the reason why white people are ahead in this country. Because while they have the privilege to focus on their material conditions, you're worried about, do people like you or not? How beautiful are you to the beauty standard?
I'm a racist in recovery. If you haven't seen me before, hi, my name's Janelyn. I have been talking about how I was born and raised in the deep South, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, raised to be a racist, and how I've been dismantling that for the last 15 years. If you like this content, give me a follow. If you have any comments or questions, please put it in the comments. I will respond to it. If you have any particular topics that you want me to talk about, leave those in the comments. Let's talk about white privilege. I think a lot of white people don't want to accept this concept. I get it. I get why. Like, I'm thinking, I don't have white privilege. I haven't had anything handed to me. I've worked for everything I have. I have worked my ass off, and life has not been easy. I've been through a lot of shit. I get that. But what white privilege is not, it's not having your life handed to you on a silver platter. It doesn't mean you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It doesn't mean that you haven't worked really hard. It doesn't mean that you haven't experienced loss or failure. It doesn't mean that you haven't had significant obstacles to overcome. It simply means that the color of your skin did not add to those struggles. And I think this goes hand in hand with recognizing and admitting that we have systemic racism or racist laws, racist practices in this country. Because if you can understand that there is racist laws or racist culture, then you can understand why, as a white person, you would have white privilege. You are not subjected to those racist laws. I'm just hoping that somebody will see this and just understand a little bit better that the concept of white privilege, or you admitting that you have white privilege, does not negate any hard work that you've put into your life, and it doesn't negate your struggles or what you had to do to get where you are. It just means that people of color have another barrier in a lot of ways. I invite comments on the topic. I would love to have a dialogue with anyone that's interested in this conversation. Just leave it in the comments and we can certainly talk about it more.
She's saying crap. Like, she's saying crap. I don't know why people are doing this thing. White privilege kind of like bullshit. She's playing the white guilt. You never own a slave. Number one, you should not apologize for your skin tone, for being white. It is not your fault that we found ourselves in such era that we are in. It's not your fault that we are in where we are, that people tend to talk more about racism, white privilege, more than what is really happening. The core issue was that's really happening in America. The issue of kids having shootouts in schools, and also other things. The way they killed Charlie was terrible. Those are issues we're having in America. These are the issues we're having. As a white man, you should not apologize for being white. As a black man, you should not apologize for being black. You should be proud of your skin tone, not feeling guilty or feeling, how should I put it? Pity for the next person that, oh, we're sorry you are being oppressed. When black culture community keep on pushing this narrative, majority of black people are not oppressed. Let's say in the era of 1960, I will support you. There might be oppression during those times. No, but not now. There is no goddamn thing as black being oppressed. In what way? There is nothing a white person can do that a black man cannot do. There is nothing a white person right now can do that I cannot do. We are all Americans. We are all together. Do you understand? We all have equal rights. That is... We are in America, the greatest country in the world. So there is nothing you can do that I cannot do. That word, white privilege, does not exist. People say you have a white name, you have more advantage more than someone who have a black name. That's a lie. That is a goddamn lie. People, these are propagandas that people push around. That's not true. What matters is your qualification. Are you good at this? Your merit-based hiring. Are you good at what you are doing? That's what matters. It's not about skin color in any way. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe. Poof.